Well, I have been very critical of the police in the past, particularly around the attitude of some police forces to the protests that we saw since October the 7th. You know, I thought it was quite wrong that somebody could shout
What about the
Allah
last 8 or 9
Akbar
days?
on the streets of London and not be immediately arrested.
How on earth are you going to arrest someone for shouting Allahu Akbar, a phrase in Arabic that means God is great? What's wrong with saying that? What is wrong with declaring God's greatness? Would it be okay to say it in English? Is it all right to shout it in English but not Arabic? What about in French? What about in another language? What if you said Wahiguru? I believe that's the Sikh phrase that they use. Would that be an arrestable offence? Is this gentleman nothing but an Islamophobic bigot who clearly doesn't like Muslims and doesn't want Muslims shouting Allahu Akbar? Oh, Arabic-speaking Jewish people or Christian people, anyone who believes in God and speaks Arabic might well say Allahu Akbar. Having said that, I do think it's a pretty stupid thing to chant in a protest in the UK, particularly on a Palestine protest. If you're marching the streets of London and you want to raise awareness for the Palestinian cause, I think you're making a mistake to start chanting Allahu Akbar and making it some kind of Muslim issue when it's actually a humanitarian issue, and Palestinians are not only Muslim, there's many Christian Palestinians. Yes, they do believe in Allah as well and speak Arabic, but in the context of a protest in the UK, if you as a Muslim start chanting Allahu Akbar with your fellow Muslims, you are sending the message that this is about Islam and not about a humanitarian issue. And if you could ask the Zionists, if it were up to them, and they could choose something for the protesters to chant in England to make their protest seem less appealing to the wider public in the UK, and that's who we are raising awareness for when we demonstrate on the streets of the UK. If they could choose what you would chant, they would want you to chant Allahu Akbar, because they know how that will be perceived and be portrayed in the media, and that's what they would want you to do. So if you want to do them a favour, carry on with your chants of Allahu Akbar on the streets of the UK when you march for Palestine, if you want to do them a favour. If you don't want to score the own goal, I would recommend that you chant in English, in a language that the wider public understand, and that you raise awareness that this is not simply an issue of Muslim versus non-Muslim, that this is a case of justice versus injustice, and that we would stand up for anyone suffering an injustice regardless of their faith. That's my advice. However, if you do wish to shout Allahu Akbar, you are perfectly within your rights. It is not illegal and no one should arrest you. Let's have a look at someone else chanting something else.
We've got children and women using those trains, destroying some relatives. They are disgusting, nasty bastards, and we need to cut all their throats and get rid of them all.
What an idiot. How could he say something like that? This is someone else who looks like they might be an instigator. Has someone paid him to make the anti-racism gatherings look bad? What he said there actually is illegal, isn't it? Because he's inciting violence. Slit their throats. That's inciting murder, isn't it? What a very, very silly man. I don't know if he is an instigator. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's a well-meaning anti-racist person who just got a bit too excited. But he really should not be saying something like that. Very silly.
I just want to say thank you all. I'm going to leave it now. And free! 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 Palestine! Free! Free! Palestine!
Yeah, so look, there he's tarnishing the name of Palestine. I don't know, maybe he has been paid off. There is a whole section of the IDF who are dedicated to posing as Arabs. They're called the Mustarivim, and they go into demonstrations in the West Bank and they instigate a violent incident, and they give the signal, and the rest of their comrades come in and make the arrests of the Palestinian militants and people resisting. So I don't know if that is the case here. I doubt it very much, but he is making Palestine look bad by shouting for violence and then leading the chant of free, free Palestine. Has the Palestine issue got anything to do with the anti-racism versus far-right gatherings that we've had in the UK? I do think if you are anti-racist, you will stand with Palestine. There is a convergence there. But it's not a good look when someone makes a call for violence and then starts chanting free, free Palestine. I think you're doing Palestine a disservice there.
Thank you, God bless you all. Thank you so much. You Muslim terrorist bastard.
Here's someone else who might have been paid off, this time to make the Irish look bad. Very sad to hear racism coming from an Irish accent, if indeed I am correct. I think I've pinpointed his origin. And the Irish used to stand with all oppressed people because they remember the experience of oppression themselves. But this gentleman seems to be a racist Islamophobe.
You Muslim terrorist bastard! You Muslim bastard! You get off the bus! You get off the bus, big man! You get off the bus! 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 You son! You terrorist bastard! You Muslim bastard! You Muslim bastard! You Muslim bastard! You terrorists! Muslim everywhere! Ye are terrorists! Ye are...
Brother,
Muslim
brother,
bastard! Get off the bus! Get off the bus!
Camus, brother, please, just
Get off the
leave him
bus!
alone, brother.
Get off the bus!
No, brother, leave him alone, brother,
Why
please.
we get off the bus? Get off the bus, you Muslim bastard! Come out here! No, you come here! You're actually the big man! You come here!
Come.
You come here! You come here!
Kana waa ka sii daray walaalaha sharafta asaga laftiisa waa mid kale oo waalan baska wada marka waad arkaysaan isuhada asagana waa ka sii daray.
Subscribe to the channel for more friendly chats like this one.